Before you think your body fat is all bad, researchers are finding a good reason to appreciate it. Studies show that fat tissue may hold a secret healing weapon. Scientists in the field of regenerative medicine are discovering the power of cells derived from a patient's own fat tissue. The mix of stem cells and other therapeutic cells in this tissue are proving to be the warriors that can help fight some tough diseases.
The cells that we're isolating from a patient's own fat tissue have incredible regenerative capacity for many of the most devastating disease states that patients face today. The cells have literally thousands of medical applications, including cardiovascular disease, orthopedic applications, neurological disorders, and even wound healing.
Research in humans using a mix of therapeutic cells from fat tissue is entering the early clinical trial stages. When the mix of cells is used to coat artificial replacement blood vessels, it is showing promise in preventing leg amputations.
There have been a number of patients who have been referred to surgeons, and the prognosis has been amputation of their legs. In working with these surgeons, we've developed and now taken into the operating room with now 15 patients regenerative medicine with a vascular graft, and the exciting news is these patients have not gone on to amputation. We've saved their legs with these new blood vessels that are coated with their own cells.
The short and simple procedure involves a liposuction of about 50 grams of fat from a patient. The fat tissue is then processed and put in a centrifuge that separates out the mix of adult stem cells with other repair and regenerative cells from the fat cells. This therapeutic mix of cells is then deposited on the inside of an artificial blood vessel before it is inserted into the body. Now a surgeon can perform a bypass of the damaged blood vessel using an artificial one coated with the patient's own regenerative cells.
The body recognizes these devices as foreign bodies, and often a scar is formed in and around the device. And the second major problem is patients with these devices often are required to be on blood thinners for the duration of implantation of these devices. This new regenerative technology that we have developed solves many of these problems. Scar formation is reduced, and most critically, patients no longer need to be on these blood thinners because there is a regenerated cell lining.
Processing the mix of therapeutic cells derived from fat tissue has involved a team of trained technicians working manually through a series of tedious steps. A couple of companies, including Tissue Genesis, are developing machines that would isolate the cells automatically in an hour.
The advantage of having the machine automated at the point of care is that the physician can get access to the cells to treat this myriad of disease states in a more reliable, repeatable fashion very quickly when the patient needs them. We faced a lot of challenges in developing an automated cell isolation machine that had a small footprint, that was easy for any operator to use in the OR, and that had a process where fat was easily put into the machine and the cells came out the other end without a lot of operator interaction with the machine during the isolation process.
Using a patient's own repair cells from fat tissue is one promising route to preventing a leg amputation when blood vessels have deteriorated. These cells also show promise in healing heart disease within hours of a heart attack.
These regenerative therapies utilizing regenerative cells, repair cells, stem cells, has shown in very early studies to stop this progression to long-term damage, and in many cases what we are beginning to see is the ability to regenerate heart tissue.
The human body holds many secrets to healing itself. Research in regenerative medicine is revealing them. Surprisingly, one secret is buried in our own body fat.
It's our belief that the cells are better at healing us than any procedure or device that we can contrive. So we're attempting to place the cells at the point of disease so that they can heal us naturally.
Tissue Genesis is an exciting company in Honolulu, pioneering products in the field of regenerative medicine and tissue engineering. Scientists here have developed a compact, automated adult stem cell separation system for use in operating rooms. This device can process a patient's own therapeutic cells from fat tissue to coat implants and heal disease.
The Tissue Genesis automated system is a compact, easy-to-use medical device to extract a very vibrant and useful cell product with amazing regenerative capability. We began in vascular, but we have far-reaching applications beyond that into orthopedics, arthritis, as well as veterinary medicine and other hard and soft tissue diseases.
A small amount of the patient's fat tissue is liposuctioned. Then it's processed in the TGI 1000 system to separate out the therapeutic stem cell mix. These cells are immediately implanted back into the patient's damaged tissue, such as heart tissue, for healing within hours. Cells can also be coated onto implants before insertion to prevent a leg amputation.
I remember my stepmother, who was a diabetic, and they harvested a vessel for her to avoid amputation. That vessel only lasted 8 months. She died as a double amputee. We anticipate at Tissue Genesis the ability to help enhance greatly the quality of life of our patients who can utilize and need our methods. At Tissue Genesis, we have the technologies to retrieve adipose-derived regenerative cells. We anticipate our upcoming clinical trials using our methods, and we have business partners that use our technologies coast to coast.
Tissue Genesis is an innovator in tissue engineering and cell therapy solutions that improve and save lives.
Years of research have shown the safety and in preclinical studies the efficacy of this procedure, which will now culminate with a human clinical trial utilizing the Tissue Genesis automated system for isolation of regenerative cells.
We've assembled a fantastic team here at Tissue Genesis. At the core of this team are 5 PhDs and 3 MDs who are doing a wonderful job in bringing our technology to the marketplace. We see that the adipose-derived cells will be a new growing marketplace.
For more information about Tissue Genesis, call 1-808-539-9331 or visit tissuegenesis.com.